Conversation between boss and accountant on VAT and tax procedure in Colombia. General information. Boss, what is VAT and how does it affect our pricing? Accountant, VAT is a value-added tax added to the final price of goods and services. We must include it in our prices. Boss, what is VAT in Colombia? Accountant, VAT is a tax on the sale of goods and services. Boss, are we registered for VAT? Accountant, yes, and we file VAT returns every 4 months. Boss, what's the current VAT rate in Colombia? Accountant, 19%. Boss, can we claim VAT back on business purchases? Accountant, yes, as long as they're related to taxable activities. Boss, are there VAT-exempt products? Accountant, yes, like some basic food and education services. Boss, when is our next VAT return due? Accountant, at the end of this bimester. Boss, who handles the VAT filing? Accountant, I do, through the DIEN's online platform. Boss, who must collect and declare VAT? Accountant, the seller or service provider. Boss, are there reduced VAT rates? Accountant, yes, 5% and 0% for some goods and services. Boss, what transactions are subject to VAT? Accountant, sale of goods, provision of services, and importation. Boss, when is VAT caused? Accountant, when the invoice is issued or goods and services are delivered. Boss, what is an exempt good? Accountant, a good taxed at 0% VAT. Boss, what is an excluded good? Accountant, a good not subject to VAT by law. Boss, how is the VAT base calculated? Accountant, on the total value of the transaction, including additional charges. Boss, what documents support VAT? Accountant, invoices and equivalent documents. Procedural aspects. Boss, what is the tax procedure in Colombia? Accountant, it is the set of rules and processes for compliance and control of tax. Boss, what phases does the tax procedure have? Accountant, investigation, liquidation, discussion, and collection. Boss, what is a tax audit? Accountant, it is the process by which the tax authority verifies compliance. Boss, what is a requerimiento especial? Accountant, a formal notice to clarify or correct tax returns. Boss, what happens after a tax audit? Accountant, the authority may issue an official assessment or impose penalties. Boss, what is the collection stage? Accountant, the phase where the tax authority demands payment of due taxes. Boss, what resources does a taxpayer have? Accountant, appeals and legal remedies against tax decisions. Boss, what is a liquidation official? Accountant, an official assessment by the tax authority. Boss, what is the statute of limitations for tax actions? Accountant, generally, 3 to 5 years depending on the tax. Boss, what are the main sanctions in tax procedures? Accountant, fines for late filing, errors, or non-compliance. Specific cases and updates. Boss, what is VAT withholding? Accountant, it is a mechanism to ensure VAT collection by withholding part of the tax at payment. Boss, who must withhold VAT? Accountant, certain buyers designated by law. Boss, can VAT be refunded? Accountant, only in specific cases, such as exporters or producers of exempt goods. Boss, are all companies required to register for VAT? Accountant, only those carrying out taxable activities and not meeting requirements to be non-responsible. Boss, what is a non-responsible for VAT? Accountant, an entity not obliged to collect or declare VAT due to meeting legal requirements. Boss, can a company change its VAT status? Accountant, yes, if it meets requirements and after at least 1 year as responsible. Boss, what is the VAT on imported goods? Accountant, VAT is applied at nationalization at the general or specific rate. Boss, how is VAT calculated on sales? Accountant, by multiplying the taxable base by the applicable rate. Boss, what if a sale includes discounts? Accountant, only effective discounts on the invoice reduce the taxable base. Boss, are there VAT obligations for digital services? Accountant, yes, digital services provided from abroad are subject to VAT. Tax reforms, changes and updates. Boss, has the VAT-free days been eliminated by the 2022 tax reform? Accountant, yes, the VAT-free days were eliminated by Law 2277 of 2022. Boss, what new VAT rules apply for 2025? Accountant, VAT applies to online gambling, and there are updates to excluded goods or services. Boss, did the general VAT rate change with the 2022 reform? Accountant, no, the general VAT rate remains at 19%. Boss, what is the new tax on online gambling? Accountant, 19% VAT applies to bets and online games. Boss, are there changes for oil and coal companies? Accountant, yes, they must pay a 1% tax on the first sale or export. Boss, is there a new tax on notarial documents? Accountant, yes, a 1% stamp tax on certain official documents. Boss, will the income tax for PIMS change? Accountant, it is proposed to reduce it from 35% to 30%. Boss, are there changes in deduction of ICA? Accountant, yes, there are new limitations for large companies. Boss, what about taxes on sugary drinks and processed foods? Accountant, the rates increased as of 2025. Boss, are there incentives for sustainable companies? Accountant, yes, the reform includes incentives for adopting sustainable practices. Boss, what is the main objective of the 2025 reform? Accountant, to increase revenue, promote equity, and modernize tax procedures. Boss, how does the reform simplify tax procedures? Accountant, by introducing digital tools and reducing administrative burdens, especially for PIMS.